I'd like to call to order the public meeting for November 21st, 2023. Mr. Berardi, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Good evening, Lower Moreland Township School District community. My name is Dr. Scott Davidheiser, Superintendent of Schools. Thank you for attending this evening's meeting of the Board of School Directors. I'd like to remind our board and members of the public that this meeting is being live streamed on our district YouTube channel and that a recording of the meeting will be posted on our school board website within 48 hours following this meeting. I would like to welcome our board members and members of the public joining us this evening. To our board members, please be reminded that for sound purposes, you must turn on your microphone by tapping the touchpad and speak directly into it for the sound to be audible, not only for our in-person community members here in the auditorium, but also for anyone listening to the live stream. After speaking, please also mute your microphone by once again pressing on the touchpad. Mrs. Kepner, would you please take the roll call of the board?
Yes. Mrs. Baker?
Present.
Mr. Berardi?
Here.
Dr. Butler? Ms. Cannon?
Present.
Mr. Geiger?
Present.
Dr. Lee?
Present.
Mrs. Natter?
Present.
Mr. Steinberg? Here. Mr. Wilbransky? All board members are present.
Thank you. I'll take the roll call of the cabinet members, administrators, who will all be participating in this evening's meeting. Mrs. Galdo?
Present.
Mrs. Drennan?
Present.
Mr. McGuinn?
Here.
Mr. Giordano?
Present.
Dr. Hilt?
Here.
Mr. Miles? Mr. Miles is present. Ms. Dilks? Ms. Dilks is present. Mr. Cole? And Mr. Cole is present. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 17, 2023 regular meeting as recorded or amended of the Lower Moreland Township School District?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried.
Takes us down to our recognition portion of the agenda. And to begin our recognitions this evening is our monthly Student of the Month program. And I'd like to invite to the podium Mr. Miles, principal of the high school.
Good evening, Dr. Davidheiser and members of the board. Thank you for giving us time to recognize our Students of the Month. I would like to invite to come with me up to the podium 11th grader Justin Alex and 12th grader Jess Packman. Thank you. All right, Jess will go first. If you want to join me here and look into the camera so everybody can see you. This is what the teacher who nominated Jess has to say. I had the opportunity to learn more about this terrific person last spring. Her strong character was shown by her presence on the lacrosse team. Due to an injury, Jess was not able to participate fully. And even though she was not wearing a uniform, she was a teammate in every sense of the word. Her conceptual skills and her high expectations kept our team in rhythm. Her attitude is second to none. On more than one occasion, I heard her give positive words to players in need and inspire others to do better because she knew they were capable. She is wise and mature beyond her years. This year, I've had the pleasure of teaching Jess in Health 12. Her presence in the class is gentle, yet fierce. She is collaborative and a participant and draws others in with her pursuit to find deeper learning. She is accepting of responsibility as a community member and inspires others to do the same. It is such a delight to see this young lady cleared to participate in athletics as she is dedicated and a capable field hockey player. So, Jess, congratulations, and if I may, I'll read the certificate as well. Wrong one. Here we are. Okay, Lower Moreland High School Student of the Month, Jessica Packman, is recognized for academics, character, and integrity. We congratulate you and have confidence that your future will be equally successful. So Jess, congratulations. I also have here a congratulatory letter from Representative Genst. So I'll give all this to you,
Thank you so much.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Justin. And 11th grader Justin Alex, and this is what the teacher who nominated Justin has to say. Justin is not only a pleasure to have in class, but a joy to see whenever our paths happen to cross. He is a responsible and interested student, as evidenced by his exemplary grades. He displays maturity behind his years and understands the need to work hard. Justin is involved in a number of extracurricular activities, such as Tech Club, Minithon, and after-school fitness. Justin is the definition of a quiet leader. He's extremely compassionate. His huge heart is the catalyst which drives him to sacrifice his own free time in order to help his friends, peers, and even faculty to accomplish goals. So Justin, congratulations, and I would like to read your certificate as well. Lower Moreland High School Student of the Month, Justin Alex, is recognized for academics, character, and integrity. We congratulate you and have confidence that your future will be equally successful. And I have that letter of congratulations for you as well. Here you are, and congratulations. Hey, Justin. We'll take a picture. All right, yeah, that's right. Let's take a picture. All right, thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite to the podium Murray Avenue School Principal, Ms. Jen Dilks.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to honor two students of the month from Murray Avenue, and I'm going to invite them to join me at the podium, Emma Liebert and Josiah Thotukataville. I'm going to start by reading the inscription on their certificate. Your dedication to academics and school activities and your demonstration of good character are exemplary. For the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the United States of America to grow and succeed, we must all make our best, most heartfelt effort to consistently display these qualities. We are each responsible for helping our community, and you have shown that you are up to the challenge. I join with your teachers and fellow students in recognizing your outstanding citizenship qualities. Congratulations for receiving this much-deserved award. And I'm going to share the nomination from each of their teachers. First is for Emma. Emma is an incredibly hardworking student at Murray Avenue. She is always engaged, participating in class discussions, and helping out classmates who need assistance. She works well with everyone, and she shows a critical understanding of the material presented to her. She often goes above and beyond when completing projects and classwork. Emma is not just a great student, but a wonderful person as well. She is friendly to her teachers and a very positive person both in and outside the classroom. And we are all honored to call her a Murray Avenuian. So congratulations, Emma. Congratulations. And Josiah's teacher shared this about him. Josiah is a pleasure to have in class and stands out for his positive attitude and his dedication to his studies. In the classroom, he is engaged, energetic, and always working hard. He participates frequently in class discussions and shows a deep understanding of his classwork. Additionally, Josiah is kind, friendly, and helpful to his classmates. He shines in group setting, working incredibly well with his peers. Josiah is a great role model for his fellow students, and we are lucky to have him here at Murray Avenue. Congratulations, Josiah.
And next, I'd like to invite Pine Road Elementary School Principal, Mr. Scott Cole.
Thank you very much, and thank you for welcoming me tonight. I would like to ask Julia Matthew to please come down and join me at the podium. Julia is a great role model for her peers. She is enthusiastic about learning, shows empathy for her friends, and of course, follows all 4 of the Pine Road pillars. Her teacher shared that she has seen Julia go out of her way to help struggling students, both academically and emotionally. She shared a specific example of a time when she intentionally went out of her way to include students who seemed lonely at recess. Julia is an outstanding member of our classroom community, and we are proud to have her at Pine Road. May have to bend down for this one.
Thank you, principals, and congratulations to all our students of the month. Our next recognition is our fall athletics recognition, and we have a number of athletic teams and individuals that Mr. Dominic, our athletic director, would like to recognize this evening. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Dominic.
All right. Good evening, Dr. David Heiser, members of the board, faculty, administration, parents, and athletes. It's my great pleasure tonight to be able to recognize some of our fall athletes for their accomplishments this year. I'm not going to delay. We do have a bunch to get through, so I'll dive right in and talk about the first team on the list, which is the golf team. The golf team was coached by Mike Guido again this year. He's in his 5th year with the team. Though the team did struggle a bit this year, the season was not without its accomplishments. Seniors Drew Dorval and Xavier Gonzalez qualified for the SOL Golf Championships on October 3rd. This was Xavier's 2nd year in a row doing that. And in addition, we increased the number of JV matches we played this year from 3 to 8, with 5 of those matches being played at Fairways Golf Club, which we're developing a nice little relationship with that institution, and hopefully we can continue that in the future. All right. Moving on to, if I can hit it, there we go. All right, so fall cheer, we had a new coach this year, Stephanie Sargent. She took over fall and winter cheerleading this year and has done a wonderful job so far. Our cheerleaders performed on the sidelines at all home and away games this year for our football team, and the number of cheerleaders rose from 12 to 15 as compared to last year. Coach Sargent plans on having the team compete in at least 1 or 2 tournaments or invitationals next year, but not this year, but that's something that we've typically not done in the past, so I'm excited to see how they compete next year. All right. Another first-year coach was Dom Gregorio for our football team. Came over to us from the George School. Dom, even though the team finished below 500, attendance was at an all-time high this year. So, for example, during the games with Jenkintown on September 8th and Happer Horsham on September 22nd, we sold 450-plus tickets for both games, which was pretty impressive compared to, if you look at the ticket sales from last year, it's way above normal. The program also had the opportunity to schedule 4 JV games or controlled scrimmages as compared to 0 last year. We didn't have any JV games last year. Optimism is high for the program with a potential for a middle school team down the road, hopefully sooner rather than later. All right. So, field hockey. Coach Janet Lutter is in her 6th year with the field hockey program. This year, the team did have a winning record in their division games, as they did last year, and they qualified for the district playoffs as a 15 seed. They faced Mount St. Joseph Academy again, 2nd year in a row that they did that, and they were defeated, but 7 players, including 6 seniors, including Student of the Month, Jess Packman right there, were recognized as all-league selections by the Suburban One League. In addition, something that I think is really great, LM Field Hockey is one of 2 or 3 programs in the entire Suburban 1 League that continues to grow. It has shown consistent growth. This year we had 44 girls on the JV and varsity rosters, and just comparatively, there are really no teams, even in the Suburban 1 and even in leagues outside of that, that have that kind of growth. So that's pretty important and very encouraging. All right. So boys soccer. Boys soccer, also in his 6th year, is Bob Barnhart. This year, the boys made the district playoffs for the 3rd year in a row. Finished 2nd in the Freedom Division behind Springfield Township High School. Again, comparatively, Springfield was in the state championship last weekend. So, some top-end talent that we're playing in our league. They did go on to play in the, I just said this already. The team won their first round playoff game against Bishop Shanahan 1-0, which was here. It was great to have a night home game this year. And then they did fall to Radnor High School on October 30th. Just again, comparatively, Radnor did go on to win the District 1 title. So again, high-level competition that we were playing all year long. 7 players from the team, including 2 seniors, were selected to the all-league team for Suburban 1. All right, next up. So girls soccer, 2nd-year coach Todd Hill guided them to an 8-8-2 record. The team went 3-1-1 in their last 5 games, narrowly missing out on a playoff spot. In their 2nd game of the season, they actually did defeat the eventual PIAA 1A champion, Doc Mennonite. So again, kind of same sort of theme going through here, high-level competition. And that loss was Doc's only loss the entire season. They were 21-1-2, and that was the only loss was to Lower Moreland. 5 players, including 2 seniors, were recognized at all league selections, and both soccer teams have a talented core of young players and will look to continue their success next season. All right. At this time, I'm going to ask anyone who is here from the cross-country teams, boys and girls, to come up to the front. So if you're here, and we want to recognize you guys, so if you all want to come up here, I would say probably in this area would be good. Also, coaches can come up. You can come up, Greg. There you go. All right, so before we talk about the kids on the cross-country team, I did want to acknowledge our 2 really great coaches. We have Greg Green, who is our head coach, and Alana Moorhead, who is our assistant coach. We got some pretty good news in October. Coach Green was named the NFHS PIAA Cross-Country Coach of the Year. So that's, again, across the entire Commonwealth. He was picked as the coach of the year. So. All right, so overall in the season, the girls and boys teams went 5-0 and 4-1 respectively in their league meets, and both teams won their respective league titles at the SOL Championships on October 20th. And it was my honor as the chairperson for cross country for our league to be able to present them with the league trophies and also with the individual trophies. So I'm not necessarily going to read all the names up on the slide there. You can kind of see who finished.
Option number 2 with Rico USA to replace an existing copier at Pine Road Elementary School for a monthly cost of $419 per month. This previous monthly amount was $396 per month. The agreement is in conjunction with PA CoStar's contract 001-014, see attached.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. To a motion to approve the accounts payable check list dated November 1st, 2023, in the amount of $7,272,278.35, and checklist dated November 14th, 2023, in the amount of $3,225,580.22 as attached.
So moved.
Second.
Se-
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do a motion to enter into a 60-month lease with Pitney Bowes Incorporated for the Mail Center 2000 postage meter machine to replace the existing district mail machine for a monthly cost of $324.44 per month as per PA state contract. Please see the attached information.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do a motion to approve the wire transfer list dated October 31st, 2023, in the amount of $373,320.49.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do a motion to approve the financial reports listed below.
Moved.
Second. Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. School Board. Do a motion to approve the MOU with the Lower Moreland Education Association for instructional support teacher / dean of students positions.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns?
I have a question.
Mrs. Cannon?
Are these, are we not having assistant principals at the schools anymore? Are these deans sort of, I know they're not administrative, but are they taking that place in a way?
So they are, and in large discussion with the two principals, we thought the best benefit and bang for our buck in moving forward was a dean of students, which is somebody that can manage and deal with some of the behavioral things. They are not an administrator. They still remain part of the Lower Moreland Township Education Association. However, do assist with some of those managerial type responsibilities and so forth. The IST piece of that, and oftentimes some of those things, behaviors and IST can go hand in hand. We thought meld well, and the principals both believe at both levels that they would much, the school itself and they themselves would benefit much better with having those combined positions into that position. So we had talked about this last spring and worked it in. Our plan was to work it into the budget for this year, which we are through Mr. McGuinn, which you'll see in months to come, and believe there may be some internal folks. Will be posted both internally and externally, and we'll seek out the best candidates. If it were to be somebody internally, as the MOU says, we will backfill those positions.
Thank you. Any further comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed
Aye.
signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do a motion to approve the first reading of the revised policy 210 medications.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do a motion to approve the proposal for Student Club Crochet Club. This is the third year the club has been active. Second. Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do a motion to approve the proposal for Student Club CODA. This is the third year and the club has been active. The original proposal was from under the name Gift of Life Club.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. To a motion to approve the proposal for Student Club Volleyball Club. This is the second year of the club has been active.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. To a motion to approve the proposal for Student Club Student Ambassador Club. This is the second year the club has been active. Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. To a motion to approve the proposal for Student Club Love for Our Elders. Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns?
This is an ad since our last work session, and a thankful ad as we're reaching that time during the holiday season in which we typically have a number of organizations in the county reaching out to us just specifically for a lot of these types of things. Card making, sponsorship, letters, things that we can send to our seniors, to our veterans, to a number of different folks during the holiday seasons. This club will expand itself beyond just the holiday season naturally. However, it is something that I'm glad Rebecca and Cassidy were able to bring together, and we really do fully support this. A lot of things are done often at the elementary levels when we talk about arts and crafts and cards and things of that nature, but having some of our high school students involved in this really sends some very good messages to folks throughout our community in times of need.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. To a motion to approve the overnight field trip for tennis to complete the PIAA girls tennis teams at States. Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not,
These are both, again, H and I are both retroactive approvals. As you saw this evening, we had success with our tennis team and certainly our doubles state champions. So these were in the works and leading up in the weeks leading up to now.
did we second that? Was that second? Okay. Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do I have a motion to approve the overnight field trip for tennis to compete in the PIAA girls tennis doubles at States? Again, retroactive.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. To a motion to direct the administration to issue a request for proposal RFP to engineering firms for the design, approvals, related storm water accessories, and bidding specifications for documents for a synthetic turf field at Mark Mason Stadium as per the discussion at the November 8th, 2023 work session. The cost to the issue this RFP is expected to be approximately $1,500,000. I'm sorry, $1,500 to $2,000.
Moved.
Yeah, that would be expensive.
That is your.
Second,
Second.
any comments, questions, or concerns?
A quick question. I don't know if it's the appropriate timing for this, but if it is, can we include a request for them to include estimates for both a traditional fill and other newer fills, organic fills, and/or there's some newer fills. You know, we're reading a lot about this past year, of course, being the hottest one on record. These fields getting extremely hot, and there's some newer fields that are better heat absorbing and things. Newer fills.
We can do, that wouldn't come yet. So this RFP, if you were to give the administration approval to move forward, this RFP is to pull together what firms estimate what it would cost to design everything you don't see, everything underground, most especially everything related to water, storage, things of that nature. That would come probably 2 or 3 motions down the road if you were to move forward. So the process for this would be, if you were to direct us to do this, we would send this out. You would receive back proposals as to what the cost would be for all the design and all the work that most of which you don't see, everything absent the actual turf field itself along with the fill. So yes, once you get that back, if you were to accept any of those bids, through Mr. Lynch, he estimated it's probably going to be somewhere in the $75,000 to $100,000 range for the design to go ahead and do that. If you were to do that, then if you were to accept any of those bids that do come in, you would then have to direct the administration to send out another RFP. That's where that would come into play with regard to taking that cost of the design along with what the field and inlay cost would be, and to give different ideas, whether it's the rubber or whether it's coconut and cork or whatever type of infill that would be used at that time. So I was just, not yet, and if the board moves in that direction toward that, that would be something that I would recommend doing. Yeah, absolutely, to see what the differences would be with regard to some of those things.
Any further comments, questions, or concerns? Mr.
Mrs.
Geiger?
Baker, can you hear me? Dr. David Heiser, are we expected, with Jamie Lynch and Dewey Engineering talking about the field, they're going to be one of the bidders, I would assume, for this RFP, correct?
No, I don't necessarily think they will be, necessarily. To be honest with you, I can't really say. Once the bid documents go out and they're pushed out, we'll have to see if he does bid on that. We wanted to just get an idea and a sense of where he thought prices might be for design itself, for everything underground.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Geiger. Any other comments, questions, or concerns?
I have a question.
Mrs. Natter?
So if Dewey Engineering wouldn't be one of the bidders, they did already write up a proposal for us that they presented to us. So would that still be under consideration or no?
So it was an estimate that he gave. It wasn't a succinct. He was going off of other fields that took place, right? Every situation is a little bit different, and what you're dealing with underneath your topsoil and so forth. So whether they go in and make a proposal to it, that would have to be a little bit more different investigative. He really gave you some comparatives. I think one of the ones he mentioned that was most recently done was Pennsbury, and he was utilizing some of those for purposes of estimate. So anything that you get back are going to be more succinct and clearer in terms of bid documents.
Any further comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Nay.
opposed? All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. So a motion to approve the Insight Education Group to provide strategic planning services at a cost of $65,500 as per the attached contract.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns?
Mrs. Gaudo, can you inform the board just a little bit of kind of the background check and where we are and how we got to including some of the documents this evening?
Certainly. So I have done background checks on Insight, and they've come back excellent. And they had really positive, school districts had really positive things to say, and they said they would engage them on a future project if they had it available. And what's attached there is a standard contract that they use, and it The timeline is attached as well. The timeline takes us through to the August board meeting to present a final project to the school board for acceptance. And, yep, there it is. And I've confirmed that they'll come in town for all stakeholder meetings at our request, and all the travel and every other expense is already built into the contract price. There's going to be no extras, surprises at the end.
So 65,500 is a hard number.
Hard number, yep, it is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Do I motion to approve the Pennsylvania SEER Biliteracy Program?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any comments, questions, or concerns? If not, move to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Committee reports. Legislative.
Well, there's really not a whole lot to report. However, what I will say is I've had some conversations with a few of people that are close to the situation in Harrisburg, and they're starting to think that that portion of the budget is never going to get passed. And I mean, not saying that as fact, I'm just saying that that's starting to be the rumor. And being 6 months out from when the budget was passed, it's starting to sound a little truer. If somebody told me that in August or September, I'd say no, but here we are almost in December, and the House and the Senate have been back in for a month and a half, and it doesn't seem like anybody wants to move on that. So I'm not sure how much that would affect us. Maybe Mr. McGuinn, would speak to that maybe next meeting. I don't want to put him on the spot, but if that were to be the case, I know there's other districts that are going to feel that a lot more than we would, but that seems to be the sentiment right now in Harrisburg, is that portion of the budget is never going to get passed.
Mr. Berardi, I'll just comment quickly. The district did move forward with the two initiatives, one centering around mental health and the other surrounding safety. In my opinion, it would be disappointing if the state fails to come through on those two hot topics.
Other than that, I don't have anything else to report.
Thank you. Eastern Center for Arts and Technology, Dr. Lee.
Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, he was unable to attend the last meeting since it conflicted with our meeting, but hopefully you saw per the board brief a couple items. The budget was approved by the JOC. They did successfully find a new robotics instructor, and Art Levinowitz was recognized for over 20 years of service to the Eastern Board, many of which were as president.
Thank you. MCIU, Mrs. Cannon.
It was a pretty standard meeting, some budget approvals, some new hires. We do not meet next month, but we all did get, the board members, an email from Ms. Kepner about a session that they're having, a board member workshop next month on December 13th for anyone who's interested in attending that. And then another one in January. I'll remind you guys about that next month.
Thank you. Technology.
Thank you. At our last meeting, we had, most of the meeting was a demo from a cybersecurity firm, and they have an agreement with IUs with consortium pricing. So we're going to continue to investigate whether this would be a good fit for our district, and so are the other districts in Montgomery County. And I do want to apologize. We had a slight issue with our stream tonight, so we did lose a few minutes right in the middle of the meeting. I'm going to try and edit that, some of that captured footage, and try and put the meeting back together. But those of you who are watching at home, my apologies. We'll have an edited version of the meeting up tomorrow, but we just had a technical issue, so my apologies if anyone was watching and had to rejoin the stream.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. Safe Schools.
Our next scheduled meeting is the week following Thanksgiving on November 29th, so I'll be reporting out at next month with regard to those details.
Thank you, Dr. David Hauser. Any correspondence?
No correspondence.
We don't, but I do have one item. I would be remiss if I certainly did not report out on another highly successful mini-thon that took place this past weekend. We had a record number of participants and who also brought forth a record number of monies donated. And if you've looked at our website, you saw that we broke over $217,000 of monies that were donated toward pediatric cancer. And a real shout out to Ms. Cody Pearson, Mr. Matt Preedy, Mr. Seth Barron, who worked tirelessly throughout the year, along with all of our captains, our leaders, and just our student body. As we increase in enrollment, so does our participation rate. So it really sustains itself. And we're fortunate to have such a large philanthropic position here in Lower Moreland. That doesn't exist in every school district, and I really do commend our students, our staff, and our community in the hard work that goes into putting forth this. So congratulations to everybody involved.
Are there any items that the board would like to discuss? I would like to take a moment and just thank our board members, Mrs. Natter, Mr. Steinberg, and Mr. Obanski for their years of service. You'll be very much missed. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second.
Motion, meeting is adjourned. The next regular scheduled meeting is December 5th, 2023.